All right, I think we can finally get this started. Microphone levels look good. So I'm going to be continuing what I was doing yesterday, which was doing some drawing storyboards for my animation Homesick Adventures. Again, I make no promises about how much I'm going to commentate over this, just if I think of something interesting, though seems like last time I was able to ramble pretty consistently, so maybe this will be good. Who knows? Cool. So where we left off yesterday, let me just pull this up. So this is the last frame that I did yesterday, and I'm just gonna continue getting through the script. We are on page 12 of fucking 17. Oh my god. All right. No sense in griping about it. Let's do this. So let me throw on some more tunes, some non-copyright infringing tunes. YouTube, if you're listening. Yeah. Whoop. Skipped a little bit. I'm just checking the levels. Oh, because I locked that. That's why. Okay. Sorry, just nitpicking the audio levels a little bit. If anybody's watching this live, feel free to comment if something's too quiet or you can't hear me or I lag or I talk too fast and mess something up. Please let me know. But yeah, it's going to be a couple hours. So I'm going to get myself a good driving buddy. Just kidding. Don't drink and drive, kids. All right. So, where are we? We are... Crap, where was I? I think we're at the top of the page. Hero throws a victim and wrapped in paper and cocked. Yeah, okay. So that's the one we did last time. So now we are cutting back to Hero, and he is going to respond to the situation they're in. All right, what do we got here? Sorry, let me adjust my microphone. Hope that didn't make too much noise. And we're still connected, so it could be worse. All right. So I had a frame of Hero throwing it. So my first inclination is to say maybe Hero's now putting out his hand, saying like, here, give him over, in a similar fashion to what Kakuto did in this frame. I could just be cynical and just copy that frame and make it Hero instead. No, I can do better than that. Where is it? Duplicate. And if you notice, I have a different BRB scene from last time. The last one got copyright struck. So I'm using my old one in the meantime. I'll make a new one that is less problematic. And it'll hopefully look good. I'll try to use this one minimally so it doesn't distract you with how crappy it is. Got paranoid for a second. Trying to think what pose would look good. Should he? Maybe he's just pointing. Maybe that's the move. And the shame is I had a ton of practice yesterday, so by the end I actually felt pretty confident drawing with this, and now it's been over 24 hours, so now I'm cold again. Whoops. Case in point. Oh my god. Yeah, actually I think I like that better than the open hand thing. All right. So now hand over Toshi, and then Kakuto immediately so I just need one frame of Kakuto unwrapping the thing. Where's that shot? I'm gonna recycle. Maybe I can reuse this one. Yeah. And that's exciting, is that we're gonna get to a fight scene today. You thought my my storyboards were bad when I'm doing boring standing dialogue. Just you wait until we have to do action poses. Hmm. So he's holding it open. It's going to be tome shaped. I've discovered that just doing this like this would be much, much faster and cleaner. Do I even need a bottom portion? Maybe he has a lid open. I'm not going to try to master perspective here. I'm more concerned with just conveying the idea. All right. Maybe he's holding it with this hand. Ugh, damn it. Like you breathe wrong and it goes the wrong way. And I think I want to suggest that it's been unwrapped. Actually, hold on. Let me get rid of some of these background lines. And then I'll suggest that it's been wrapped up and opened. Some tatters. Sure. Whatever. All right. Cool. I'm happy with that. I think. Yeah. Sure. Oh. Missing a part. Yeah, this reads well enough. And maybe Toshi in the background is... Alright, fine. Unamused. Cool. Alright, what is next? Then Hero goes, hey, you're not supposed to open it until we're gone. I want to show him, like, throwing a tantrum and being a brat. Ah. Maybe I can reuse this one. Though I might want to pull it out a little bit. Just a moment. Okay. What I think I'll do is I'll flip his body. And I'll need to change his expression as well. But this is definitely less of an action pose and more of a goofy throwing a tantrum type dealy. Excuse me. How do I... So there's this tool in GIMP called the Unified Transform. It's basically the same as the free transform tool in Photoshop. And I guess it also has access to all these other tools, but I don't know how to do the flip. Usually in Photoshop it'd be like you right click, but this seems to be a context menu for all of GIMP, so I need to right click on this. Let me know in the comments below if you know how this tool works. And in the meantime, I'll just do this. Did that flip? Wait. Huh? Hold on. I'm confused. Wait, I'm very confused. Hold on a second. Oh, I guess I could do it like that. Sure. Why not? Just a sec. How do I share links to this live stream? Bear with me 1 second. Trying to invite people to watch me because I'm an egomaniac. Okay. Again, I'm not a great streamer. I don't know how to do a lot of this stuff. Excuse me. Good lordy. I don't know how this works at all. Oh no. Oh well. While I was in that process of trying to figure out how to make a link to share to somebody, I just realized that I was like looking at my analytics of like, where do all those views come from? I mean, it's not a lot, but it's more than I'm used to. I guess I could just do that. Alright, that's enough messing around. Let's get back to brass tacks. Alright, anchor that bad boy. Sorry, this is supposed to be a drawing stream, not a fuck around on my phone stream. And try to figure out YouTube. So what I think I'll do is... Oh, I should have mirrored this is what I should have done. So I don't have to draw this hand again. I can actually picture this very vividly in my mind of what I'm about to do. I can't promise it'll come out that well, but... Change expression. Oop. Okay, then I'm going to grab the whole hero. Scale him down a bit. Do I want him centered? Yeah, slightly off center. Yeah. Okay. I want to show him stomping his foot, but I'm trying to think of like what's the most elegant way to illustrate that. I really don't want to do 2 frames. Screw it. I don't think I have a choice. Otherwise it's going to look really stupid. Whatever. It won't take that much longer to draw foot twice. Good lord, my feet are getting worse and worse and worse. Oh, I should have mentioned at the top of the stream, full disclosure, I am technically cooking dinner while I'm doing this. I am doing my first attempt at a Sunday sauce, the Italian dish that I literally had never heard of until this year, but it sounded really good, so I wanted to try it. But it's a kind of a low and slow dish, so I'm just kind of keeping one ear out for the alarm, whether it be the timer alarm or the smoke alarm. Hopefully not the latter. Okay. Oh, zoom in. Yeah, if there's anybody who works on GIMP open source stuff, or like who works in an unofficial capacity or official capacity, can we please get this zoom tool like fit. I don't know if it's my own particular setup, but just like this mess. Oh, I guess I could hold control. That's not working. Oh, it is working. It's just not changing the... Oh, good lord. But yeah, just to illustrate what I was talking about. So yesterday I ran into this issue that I've been running into for a while. So click once to zoom in, click again, click again. Oh, now you behave. Okay, fine, whatever. Fuck you too. How do I... Oh my god. I've lost my fit to screen. Yeah, there's no fit to screen thing. That's annoying. Wait, auto resize window. Resize image window to accommodate new zoom level. Huh? Resize image window. I don't know what that means. I don't notice any difference. Alright, well, whatever. Let me get back to him throwing a tantrum. So if I hold Z, click a couple times. Maybe because I was trying to do the scrubby zoom thing from Photoshop, and I guess it just wasn't having that. But it would just jump to like zoomed in by 12,000%. Hey. Oop. Oh my god, I'm not fast enough. Alright. Cool. On to the next frame. So now here's where combat actually kicks off. Sorry. Bear with me 1 second. BRB. Okay, I am so sorry about that. I keep getting immensely distracted. But had to. I was sending somebody a link to the stream to come watch, and I was like, I need to pull up Discord in order to do this because I don't have an easy way to send stuff between my computer and my phone. Don't worry about it. So I was like, let me not show Discord. So let me just AFK while I'm doing that. Anyway, all right, back to the script. So we are starting a fight scene. Okay. Cockadoo starts floating and charges his attack. Hero dodges the blast. I can probably do that in like 4 frames. So let's see what we got. Nope. That's for a future stream. Don't worry about that. The stomp. Oh, there's a 67. Can I not read? Okay. Hey, you're not supposed to do that till we're gone. All right. Can I reuse any of these? Excuse me. Nah, I'll just start over. I think I need a brand new frame. So, hold on. Carcass starts floating and charges his attack. So, the floating thing I'm a little dubious of now that I'm thinking about it, because later on in this fight scene, there's like a big thing about floating attacks and stuff like that. Maybe I could have him float a short distance off the ground and that'd be okay, but I don't want to rob what happens later in the fight scene. Then again, we've kind of already seen that in the previous scene, so maybe it's not a big deal. It's entirely possible I'm completely overthinking this. Let's keep going. Okay. So maybe just to be expedient, I'll just put him already in combat pose. Why is this? This feels really zoomed out. I wish there was just like a fit to screen thing. Good lord. Alright, let's just... So I'm going to put him in combat. I'm going to put Kakato. I want him screen right. Maybe. Yeah, and I'll keep Hero in frame. That's too big. Keep Hero in frame the whole time. Aye. Oh my god. That's an awesome hand. It's immaculate. There's going to be a lot of Kamehameha proxies during this fight scene because I literally cannot picture it any other way. I'm going to have to shrink this down. This looks really weird. Damn, boy, thick. Is this... So there's a named attack later on. I don't know if that's this one. No, that's later on. Okay, cool. Excuse me. Sorry, just checking things on the stream. I was kind of musing about this, about how... I think it's good that I'm documenting this process, but the downside is that I am somewhat distracted by either the technical aspects or, you know, trying to make sure it's good or make sure that people see it. Oh my! But on the flip side, I actually feel like I'm getting a lot more done. That's another thing I forgot to mention because I wasn't thinking straight at the beginning of the stream. What else is new? So for these past 2 weekend days, I was trying to get about 40 shots done. 40. And I'm hoping I can get through that today. I'm a little lower energy than I was yesterday, and I also got cooking going on, so we'll see. But let's see. I started at... I think that was the first one. Yeah. So that was 345, so I got to go to 385. And hopefully that should be a good chunk of the fight scene done. My main goal for all of this was to have... or not all of this. My project-wide goal in terms of the storyboards, damn it, was to have them done by the 2nd, so in a couple days. I don't think... Or, sorry, tomorrow, actually. And I don't think that's going to happen at this point, but the best I can do is the best I can do. Alright. Duplicate. I could probably keep part... should I keep his face? Let's try it. What have we got to lose other than a few more moments between cradle and grave? Oh, I was going to scale him down too. Shite. Alright, hold on. See, this is what I'm talking about, getting distracted with the stream. Then again, when I'm working on this off stream, I'm usually pretty distracted anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, yeah. Oh my god. I'm not even drunk. Something like this. And then I'll put Hero lower in the frame in the next shot. Key layer. I wonder if there are shortcuts to do this stuff. Ah, ow. Oh, there goes some carpal tunnel. Cool! I love it. This is everything I've ever wanted. Alright, let me try. I'm going to try the body erase again. Anything you can to do to save time. But part of that process is also recognizing when something doesn't work. And just cutting your losses. God, I was so tempted to give him 4 fingers just now, but let's at least pretend like I went to art school. Christ. I should stop saying that because every time I say I went to art school, I fuck something up completely. Want his back arched a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That makes it pose a little stronger. I'm actually not super worried about the poses because that's a fantastic hand. I'm not super worried about the poses just simply because this is all going to change when I start introducing RPG Maker sprites. So it does kind of beg the question, like, what even does matter out of all of this? And it's primarily for composition, right? Like, I'm getting an idea of what the frame is going to even look like. And, let's move him up in the frame. There's not a whole lot of room to work, so by counterbalancing and making Hero lower in the frame, it kind of helps emphasize this panning camera, almost like we're tracking on Kakato. So I'll put Hero lower in frame. Wait, I copied this, right? Okay. Whew. My eternal paranoia. Something like significant, but you could still see him there. Clean up my mess. Boop. Okay, so let's give him some effects. And one thing I keep forgetting that I want to do is I might just give him the Dragon Ball Z aura. One thing I want to do is go through the older shots and similar to how I did the Spirit Eyes, I want to give Kakato's energy like some kind of extra color just to remind me that it's something different. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, actually. Maybe it's just over his hands. Honestly, it's gonna take way longer to undo all that than to just. All right. Oh, that felt really weird. I'm trying to think. This is a case where I could definitely hide the attack, hide him throwing the attack by just cutting away. But I think I don't want to fall into those traps. So I will actually draw him flinging his attacks. Oh, I forgot movement. Yeah, that's not bad. Maybe I'll cheat again. And then excuse me. I was just thinking, I can't wait to have more people, like an actual consistent audience watching, not just for the fame and fortune and all that. Definitely that's a factor, sure, but it, like, more than anything, I'm just like, so how's everybody's weekend going? Oh wait, I'm talking to nobody. I'm talking to a VOD. Let me know in the comments below how your weekend is going. You know, this is kind of making me think about Ganondorf. Like the fight in Ganondorf where he's like throwing plasma balls at you at the very end of the game. Spoiler alert for a 20-year-old game. Wait. No, that game is 27 years old. Jesus Christ, man. But yeah, if you haven't played it yet, it's pretty safe to assume that you're not gonna play it. Here comes the part where I take a fuck up line, make it a line that looks like something I did on purpose. Alright, and then let's do like a big, crazy fireball thing. And we can get more nuanced with like making the throwing animation more stylized. I just, again, this is just composition. I just want to convey the idea. I just want to convey the idea. I'm not bad at art. You're bad at art. And maybe this is like a light source or something. Like I was saying yesterday, like 30% of this is documenting the process and getting people's eyes on it. A large part of the process of this is just taking verbal notes so I remember why I drew things a certain way. Okay. Save. Save early, save often, because software is always unstable. Oh, did you hear that? Oof. That's the sound of age, baby. Okay, now hero dodging. So maybe hero is stage left. One thing I do kind of worry about with this new episode and this new, I guess, a new direction, is that it is very, it's a lot more action oriented. There's a lot more movement. There's a lot more drama, and it's less about jokes and memes. And I mean, they're still there, you know what I mean? But it makes me think about when Akira Toriyama switched from the more jokey adventures of Dragon Ball to the more grounded, serious drama of Dragon Ball Z, which is hilarious to think about because Dragon Ball Z is still just such a goofy show. Oh, why didn't I think of this sooner? I wasn't... For some reason, those lines of expression... Oh, I should probably hide my Steam shit. Let's not dox my friends. And I swear to God, if it makes me log in later, I'm going to be so pissed. This is what I do for you, audience. This is not as good as I imagined it, but this basically gets the idea across. Wait, let me go double check the script. Hero dodges the blast. That's what I'm working on right now. And then Hero starts kicking... Wait, Kakato starts kicking Hero's ass around the room. I'm trying to picture it, and for some reason, the only thing that comes to mind. So, okay, mask off moment. This whole scene is very, very inspired by the first combat in Yu Yu Hakusho of Hiei versus Yusuke, and and I really can only picture this fight scene in those terms. I'm kind of like picturing like Hiro getting beat up around the room from that, like looking like that. And so I'm like, well, maybe I should just look at that episode again. I haven't seen it in like 10 years. And maybe that'll give me some ideas. But then that also begs the question of like, well, I really should have been using reference this whole time, but ain't nobody got time for that. Do I want the volley in now? Here, let me... It becomes a question of like implying motion. Like, okay, do I want to have the ball here in one frame and then I go to the next frame and it's like here? Or do I want to say in the space between him being here and jumping out of the way, it wasn't even on screen and now it's already almost past him. Like it implies much more speed. I might go with that actually now that I'm thinking on it. Because I could always add another one later. And he's jumping towards the foreground. Oh man, my hands are so shaky. Alright, this is pretty much... I mean, it definitely doesn't look as good as it did in my head. Oh my god, he's got two dicks on his head. I can't unsee that now. Fuck. Let me zoom out a bit. Damn it! Why did I say that? More like this. And so he jumps way into the foreground. And maybe when he jumps, he's like ass up. This storyboard process has made me realize how much I love drawing butts. Okay. Maybe that was a little too far. And actually, this does give me an idea for what else I can do with this frame. Duplicate. And then it goes... Blah, blah, blah. I forgot to draw directionality lines for Hero. Oop. I bumped the mic. Hopefully that didn't sound too terrible. Okay. Go back to this one. I'm drawing the directionality line. There's no other way to draw this. It's staying. Fuck it. Yeah, I guess it's okay. The scene's kind of weighted very left, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I don't know. Just checking on stuff real quick. Everything looks good. Nothing's broken yet. Where are we at? Where did I start? God, I've already lost the plot. Okay, so I'll take a break at 365. Oops. So, okay. Hero dodges the blast. So now I'm doing this. Kakato start kicking. Yes. Maybe Hero gets up from the blast. Kakato teleports in front of him, and then we just do like looping punching. And then the looping punching can be from both his perspective and Kakato's perspective. And then we just loop that, which is what a real anime would do. I'm trying to think of the most interesting way to showcase Hero getting up without breaking the 180 rule. I'm just realizing I should have renamed the stream. Instead of JRPG animation storyboards, I should have called it like animation storyboards JRPG themed or something like that. Oh well, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Because I know there's some confusion about what this actually is. Hell, there was even some... I did casting calls for like animators and composers and stuff. Excuse me. And there was even some confusion about like, oh, so you're making a video game. I'm like, no. Maybe... Okay, I think I got an idea. So, let's do... Hero... Gets... No. Hero... Actually, no, I like that. I was fine with that. My instinct, if it's not perfect, is to immediately erase it. But I'm like, actually, that didn't look too bad. So Hero gets up. And looks at the explosion. I'm really worried that this is not going to convey very easily without proper lighting. Oh, you know one thing I haven't been doing? Is this shit. Masaka! Probably do a better job of drawing his body. You know what I could do to help? This is kind of goofy. But I could draw like a tiny little Kakato and throwing animation. Just to kind of... I'm just really concerned about the scene having context. It's like... We go from him on the ground to him looking at the camera. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of unclear, but we've rotated the camera around from that previous section like 45 degrees clockwise or something like that. So I think putting Kakato in the background there kind of helps give it more context. And then everybody's favorite animation saving technique. He just becomes lines. The question is, do I draw lines on this end? Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Why not? I feel kind of bad for bloating my frame count, but I think it's more important to get the idea across very, very clearly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. And I'm not going to duplicate this frame. I'm actually going to duplicate this frame because then I don't have to erase all that crap. So I got one extra frame out of it than I meant to. And this will be the one where Hero's expression changes. Nah. Trying to think of like what a good height is. Just a dick height. Yeah, what's wrong with that? I mean, except for everything. I'm also... Oh, God, I'm realizing this is going to look really not great when I bring it into the actual RPG Maker stuff. Like, it's just going to look like a mash of pixels. He's wearing a jumpsuit. Okay. The sweat drip can stay. It's like, oh shit. Oh my god, has it really been almost an hour? Ugh. I need to pick up the pace. Okay, so maybe this is where we start speeding things up and cutting. I don't want to say cutting some corners, but maybe instead of showing Hero getting up or him picking him up or this or that, I just cut straight to a fist. Yeah, so I'm going to do the fist. I also like the idea that this warlock is not even using magic anymore. He's just fucking ass whooping. I'm so paranoid that I'm going to delete the wrong layer one of these days. I notice that sometimes to like really convey motion, they'll do like these little, I don't even know what to call it. They're like just these little fuzzies to like replicate motion blur. But I'm not talented enough to like know the nuances. So I'm just going to imply it for here and call it good. So here's the question. What kind of punch is it? Maybe it's an uppercut to get Hero off the floor. It's either an uppercut or like just a straight jab. Let's start with the uppercut. Awesome. Oh my god, dude. Why is this so hard? Jesus Christ. You spend fucking 30 years drawing and you take like 2 years off and now you can't do it anymore. Fucking dumb. Honestly, I think it's more the tablet because I Yeah, blame a bad craftsman blames his tools, exactly. But honestly, I don't have as much trouble drawing like on physical paper. That doesn't look very good. I wonder how much of this will actually even... Again, I'm kind of just expressing the same concern, but I wonder how much of this will even translate to pixel art. I really gotta be more cohesive with the feet. It doesn't fucking matter. Maybe he's got like an impact point. This looks really fucked up. Hold on. Let me do better. Maybe mouths are necessary. As a, you know, as a 30-year artist, I start coming to these realizations. Maybe, just maybe, mouths are needed. Whatever. I was gonna show like wrinkles in his shirt and his shirt like folding up from the impact, but I think that that's a touch more finicky than I need to be right now. This really does not look great. I don't know what happened. I kind of lost the plot a little bit. I must be getting close to break time. Oh, yep. I'm definitely getting close to break time. I can't remember what the number was. No. All right, so I've got 5 more to go after this one. He's definitely got his eyes closed. Has it really been 20 already? Yeah, I guess so. Fuck, man. Time is flying by. The older I get, the less good that phrase starts to sound. Like, oh wow, time flew by. It's like, yeah, and the amount of life I have in this world is finite, so stop wasting my fucking time. Action line. How can I make this look shite? Yeah, let's just give his actual fist motion, and maybe it's even like magically imbued or something. Emphasis. Sure, giving it some shape seems to help. Okay. Anyway. Trying to think of what happens next. So it gets him off the floor with an uppercut. Now what? This is tricky because now it's like, do I keep leaning into that? Like, do I have to? Sorry, that's not what I meant to say. Do I keep going with the cheat method, or do I have to show him landing and then picking it up from there? So here's what I'm gonna do. Excuse me. Wrong window. Maybe on the way back down. He catches one of these. Maybe this is one of the rare occasions where I actually do show a mouth. It's a very super cartoony. This is a situation where, just based on the theming of the show, I could go very cartoony or very, like, anime gritty serious. I'm not really sure where to set up shop. And I'm just kind of just doing it in each occasion based on what feels right at the moment. Wait. I want to replicate something from Dragon Ball. I gotta stop being lazy about some erased lines. It really does just make this look 1,000 times worse. He always punches with his right hand. It's an interesting... I don't know, maybe that's more just to do with the fact that I'm right-handed, so maybe... I don't know, maybe that's a subconscious thing. And it's, I mean, it's something that can be changed during the animation process. Where are his hips? Maybe there. Oh, and the thing I wanted to replicate from Dragon Ball was just a fist, like basically going all the way through him. And then after this is where I'm going to start doing the looping punches that I was talking about earlier. And then I'll take a lovely little break. Because I am getting snippy. What the fuck was... What? How did I even do that? Oh my god. Sure, whatever. I swear to god, man. My hands just sometimes just... My hands are not part of my body, I swear. Great. So now we want to do the looping punches. Let me look through what I've done. So we got the boom. Yeah, the quality's starting to dip a little bit, but conceptually, I'm not mad at it at all. Okay. Be able to do 3 frames each. There's that moment in every drawing where you're like, I've already made a mistake. Do I just roll with it, or do I do I try to salvage this? Yeah, that other arm is very wrong. That's the wrong button. Oh my lord, it's an oven mitt. Give him 3 fingers. Do it. You know you want to. You know what? I'm fine with it. Cool. Let's keep moving. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do action lines as a separate layer, and I'll just paste it over each one instead of drawing it over and over again. All right, 1. Let's do the other hand. Try to recycle. Recycling's good for the earth and my brain. I'm thinking, so that was a left jab. So now do I want to do a right jab or a right hook or an uppercut? I think uppercut I should say for the end of the cycle. Well, then what's stopping me from just flipping this? No, it's gonna look like shit. Thinking. There's a lot of different ways I could approach this. Well, at least I think hero getting hit is going to be much easier. It's weird. The first one seems super obvious, and now this one's like, what do I do with this? I almost want to do like a SWAT. Oh, I know. Maybe it's like an outward chop. He's already preparing his next attack. Nah, I don't like the posing of that. I like the concept, but I don't like... So that works. Now he's dancing. Let's just worry about the body for now. Oh, for Christ's sake. I definitely want to showcase him as a very competent fighter. It almost seems like his shoulder wants to be here. And it's probably like a holdover from the last frame. I've got an idea. I think I've got an idea how to save this. Oops. Yeah, I don't hate that. Maybe I could actually give him the charity of having a real hand. Yeah, this doesn't look too bad. I think some action lines would definitely help. God help me. That arc is way too wide, but whatever. Alright, I think this time I'm not going to be lazy, and I'm... Nah, who am I kidding? I'm going to duplicate again. This is one less thing I have to draw. 5 fingers, I swear. So one problem I'm realizing right off the rip, before I even preview this, is it goes right, left, right, or sorry, left, right, left. So let me fix that. So it lacks the back and forth. So I feel like it almost maybe behooves one more frame, which I think I was saying I was going to do anyway. So maybe I should just do that. Okay. So what do we got? Let's take a quick look. Punch. And then it goes back to, oops, this guy. Maybe I could just flip it for the last one. I mean, this is going to be... It is kind of lazy, but at the same time, I'm also... Like, this is a shot that's going to last, like, maybe 5 seconds. So there's no sense in spending a bunch of time and energy on it when you're barely going to see it. Not to sound cynical, just trying to be practical. Shite. I always forget that. Flip. Unified. Trying to line it up with the other line. Enter. Anchor. Let's do a little bit of cleanup. Do a bit of erasing. And given how this episode ends, it's actually, I think it's kind of thematic that he's using both arms. And I won't spoil until I get to that part of the storyboard, but him using both arms is funny. Okay, where are we? We've done our 20. Punch. Oh, I want to do the action lines as well. How am I going to do this? Actually, I think the simpler way would just be to... And it would help vary it up too. Let's draw them in real quick. We only have to do it 4 times. And it'll help give it a little bit of variation when I make the animatic. It'll make it look a little bit more dynamic. That was too far out anyway, so it's fine if I cover it up. Okay, let's get this in, and then I will run through this real quick and see how we look. Honestly, it probably would have been even more work to try to make copies of these action lines and then paste them on each frame. I think this is ultimately probably the better approach anyway. Cool. All right, save. Where are we at? Oh, it's still saving. Good Lord. Please don't crash. Oh my God. Jesus. Don't fucking scare me like that. That was terrifying. I think it's saved. Yeah, I think it's saved. Whew. Okay, yeah. Definitely need a break now. But let's quickly go through. It was 3:45, I think. That's the first one from today. So he slides the book over. Okay, now hand over Toshi, and we can... This is the box full of dog poop. Oops. Hey! You're not supposed... Oh. Do I need another frame here? Maybe him crossing his arms? You're not supposed to... Hey! You're not supposed to open it until you're gone. That's a good question. Well, the number of frames is already pretty bloated, so I'll decide later. I'll decide when I do the actual animatic and I add the voice actors if I need to add another frame here. But I don't think it's really going to add that much. So he starts charging his attack. Throws a Ganon ball. I'm immature. Kaboom. He turns around to look at the explosion. You know what might help, actually? Just not even mincing words. Sure. And Kakuto does his teleport. Punches Hero. Does the Dragon Ball Z stretchy punch. And then we get the action frames. And each of these will only last about 1/10 of a second. So they'll be pretty fast. And cool. And when I come back, I'm going to do the same thing, but with Hero getting beat up. So that'll be another 4 frames. And then we'll only have 16 more to go for the day. And then we will be done for the weekend. And there's probably still another 100 or so frames to go for the whole animation. But okay, I'm going to take a quick break, stretch my legs. You should do the same. Grab yourself a bev, and I will BRB. Okay, I am back. Hopefully, everybody got a chance to stretch your legs, stretch your noggin, stretch your butt. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's just get back into it. Music back on. Okay. Every good drawing session resumes with the good old rub of the eyeballs. Now, honestly, it's really good to like get up and stretch your not just stretch your legs, but also just get away from whatever you're working on. So, and we did a good amount of stuff in the last hour. So let's hop back to the script and see where we gotta pick up. Oh, I basically only just did this. Kakato starts kicking Hero's ass around the room. Oh, and I didn't even finish it because I still got more to do. Great. So, okay. I guess I'll finish. Fuck, man. I guess I'll finish that. If we're lucky, we might get through this, but I'm not hopeful. Sorry, just a second. Ow. My eyes. All right. So we are, we're doing this. We got to do the other half of Hero getting beat up. I might go a little past the, whoops, wrong one. Past the number of frames that I aimed for, but let's just go as far as we can and not stress about it. There's always more work to do. Like 365, the number of days in a year. I don't have any duplicates to it. Okay. So now I want to show similar shots of Hero getting punched in different directions, and we'll flip through those. I think this should be relatively quick. These aren't exactly like nuanced shots. Again, these are going to be on frame for like maybe a third of a second, a tenth of a second, something like that. Actually, let me think ahead a little bit. So starts kicking ass around the room. So I'm gonna do these next shots, and then after that, it's gonna be Chitogi holding Tomora's behind and some boxes behind Toshi. So what I'm imagining there is we show, instead of it being like a focused shot of, where's my stuff? I need to clear out some of these. Instead of it being a focus shot of these guys fighting back and forth, it'll be like a side shot of them panning from left to right with some boxes in the center, and then Chitoge pokes her head out near and Toshi's over here. Something like that. Maybe with some depth of field implied. Yeah, again, I guess mouths are kind of important to help convey the face. The other thing to consider about adding mouths is, do I, like, 'cause it can mess up the composition of the face. So is it worth it to like spend the pixels on drawing a mouth as opposed to drawing a I'm just gonna do them in the different cardinal directions, up, down, left, right. Is it worth it to spend the pixels to depict a mouth, or is it something that's implied enough? Sorry, I keep bumping the mic. So my voice is kind of deep, so even though I'm projecting, I feel like I need to be really, really close to it. One other thing I forgot. I will never, ever take sponsors on this channel. I hate advertising, so I feel like subjecting my viewers to that is kind of hypocritical. That said, if there is a beer sponsor who would ever want to get involved with Homesick Adventures, slide into my DMs and maybe we can have a little chat. This stream is brought to you by Rot Gut. This stream is brought to you by UV Vodka. Oh my god. UV Vodka, man. Back before we knew what quality was. And by we, I mean me and my ratchet friends. Apparently Hero's leg is broken in this shot. I'm not going to fix it. It actually looks really stupid. I don't know why, but it looks really dumb when you can see his feet. Okay. Scale him up. This stream is brought to you by Backwoods. Oh, shit. I'm really, really excited about when I'm going to get to stream the actual proper animation process as opposed to just doodles. I mean, actually, I'm kind of terrified of that as well. Like, up, down, left, right. Okay. I'm hiding the Konami code in here. I'm excited about when I get to show off... Hold on, sorry, let me think about this. Oh, Christ, come on, man. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is about these shots, but they look really, really dumb when you can see his feet. Yeah, so let me play with the composition a little bit. But I am a little, I am more excited for when, I mean, the storyboard process is fun, and it's nice to be creative and try to figure out, like, clever solutions to the problems. But at the same time, because the goal is to just get something on paper as fast as possible, I can't really show off any of my real, like, talent. And this tiny little... Maybe I should upload a picture of this tablet. This tiny little tablet is really making me look like a like a dog shit artist. Sorry. I mentioned earlier that I'm making Sunday sauce, and it really is just like the smell is permeating through the whole house, and oh man, it's distracting in its own right. I actually don't like his arms there. It looks like he's holding his stomach. Yeah, maybe it's just the lower arms curling in more. I mean, he looks like he's dabbing, but oh, fucking shit. Up, down, left, right. Okay. Such a stupid way. Such a dumb Easter egg to hide the Konami code. And I could very easily, like, mirror this. But I feel like this is something that kind of behooves more variation. I'll even open one eye. There, see? I'm not lazy. You're lazy. What is this hair? What is happening? It's so hard to make like a directional hit react without it looking like a dab. I'm having a lot of trouble with that. Or maybe it's not hard. Maybe this is just a me problem. And all of a sudden I'm drawing him like really small. This is the third time I've had to do that. Konami code. All right. Okay, quickly go over them. Same action lines. I apologize about the music. I'm starting to realize I'm hearing a lot of the same songs over and over again, so I'm going to find some different playlists. I found like 3 different playlists, and they all have the same songs in them. Whatever, I haven't gotten struck yet, so that's really all that matters. That's not true. It should, if you're forced to listen to it, it probably should sound decent. God, I don't know what it is about this shot, but it's so South Park. And I don't know how I feel about that. Alright, let's not spend too much time on this. So you can imagine each of these shots, it cycles through very, very rapidly. So even if he is making this dumb expression, it won't be on screen for very long, so it won't really matter. And in fact, given that this is a parody series, maybe it makes it funnier. And what I'm thinking is I'll flash a screen every time one of these hits lands. I don't know. That's something I could definitely play around with in the animation process. Nice. Alright. Cool. So now, what I think I'll do is find one of the shots with Toshi in the chair, so I don't have to draw him again. Do I have a closer one? I do. And this is definitely going to get cheated a lot. We don't need Kakuto in there. One thing I thought about is during this shot, maybe he's trying to nibble his way and get free. Let's just focus on the basics for now. Okay. So I wanna reposition Toshi in the frame, or maybe he's good where he is. Yeah. Put some boxes. And it's things like this in the storyboard that kind of inform how I'm going to build the environment. I think it's good for now. So, oh, actually, maybe instead of going, let me think about this. Compositionally, what is the most inspired? So I could draw them going from right to left, which is just kind of how I pictured it in my head. But maybe there's more merit to them going left to right. I am going to have Chitoge coming out of the boxes here, so maybe that informs the decision one way or another. Actually, before I even worry about any of this, did I miss something? I've kind of already expressed that. Chitoge behind the boxes, behind Toshi. And then I'll cut back to Hiro fighting. Maybe it'll be literally just one shot of Hiro punching at them, punching at Kakato, missing and getting styled on again. Anyway, okay. So right to left. If I have them going from right to left, then Chitoge coming out from center frame and with leftward movement makes her movement blend in less. So it might help draw your eye to it more. So maybe that's what I should do. So they are going to go... Trying to think of how to do this. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to hide this one. And I'm going to take this. This does kind of require you to think ahead a little bit so you can, like, save effort. Oh, oops. So he's, like, just watching them as they get there. He kicks his ass around the room. I may have already fucked up. No, actually, I'm good. I'm good. So then I'll duplicate, hide that one. And then, so real quick. Oh, wait. Wait, yeah, they are going from right to left, right? And Chitoge comes out. Oh, yeah. Okay. Fuck. I've lost the plot so hard. And they are super in the foreground. So here's Kakato. And then... I was going to do one with swirly eyes. But I think this kind of conveys the point well enough. I don't know. Maybe this, instead of it being just their heads at the bottom of the screen, I feel like it should be their bodies moving across the whole screen. Let me think about that. Check my stuff real quick. Sorry, I was going to try to find some different music, but I can find that. I should not be doing that in the middle of a stream. That's not what a good streamer does. Yeah, let me just do their whole bodies. Let the bodies hit the flow. Watching them. Okay. I already copied this. Yeah, cool. I want to turn this canvas so bad. Okay, let me erase some of this shit. Ugh. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not cut out for this work. I'm too much of a perfectionist. Ay, Dios mío. Let's get rid of that. I'm actually really proud of that. I found a way to get the punch in frame without blocking Toshi out. That literally could not have gotten any better, in my opinion. Yeah, I like this framing a lot, actually. Maybe some action lines. No, it just makes it messier. Try to suggest some of Hero's hair. Kakuto's hair. Sure, whatever. Okay. Toshi just watching. Duplicate this again. I have to like keep thinking ahead by like one step. No, that doesn't make any sense. I don't want to imply motion for an object that's not on screen yet. I'll just squeeze it an arrow on here. Come on. Oof. Good Lord. Sure, whatever. The world's tiniest arrow. Yeah. Sure. Whatever. Cool. Alright. Punch, punch, punch. They go off screen. And then now Chitoge pops her head out. I feel like I haven't drawn Chitoge in 10 years. It's been like a solid day of nothing but Kakuto and a little bit of Hero and Toshi. Something tells me to zoom in on this one. That's a tiny head. There we go. How cartoony do I want to get with this? Does it even matter? No. Is she looking at him or is she looking at the fight? Probably looking at him. There we go. Look at that shit. The king of expressions is back, baby. Ignore that. This whole storyboard process kind of helps you really identify like the key characteristics of what make each character silhouette stand out. Especially considering that, like, I mean, technically speaking, I didn't really just go through a silhouette phase for these guys. The silhouette phase was me fucking around in RPG Maker. Have his tail wagging. Though that excuse me, that does imply that I need to draw a tail. I'm not sure if there's perpetual motion going on, but my microphone is wiggling like crazy. Hopefully that doesn't pick up in the recording. And so I think on this shot, she's holding the tome. Bloop. I really need to, like, I don't know, maybe do a, fuck. Here, let me start with the book, actually. I really need to do, like, a consistent style guide so that I could set up shop on how cartoony versus anime artistic versus how realistic all of this is. Because it's still it's pretty abstract. And I, especially in the storyboard phase where I can't draw it exactly the way that it's done. I mean, I can, but I feel like there'd be more effort than it's worth. But I feel like having a consistent style guide would really, really help me. Which is something on my docket, actually, that I need to do, but it's deprioritized behind storyboards. God, I want to do her like Rayman so bad. I just want to do just floating arms. Here's what I'll do. Posing to help illustrate to myself. Sorry, that does not show up in stream in any capacity. Oh my god. Okay, nicely done. That's a bit better. Sure. Forgot to take note of how far I need to go. So that was last frame. Oh wait, no, I did take note. 385 is where I need to stop. Well, is where I can stop, I should say. Ugh. There you are. Ah, Lord. There's something like very primal about the undo button of just you hold down the stroke, you erase, you erase, you erase. At what point do you cut? Do you keep going? Are you going to screw up any second now? Do you get greedy? Do you keep going? Because if you fuck up, then you got to undo and then redo all that erasing. I don't know. It's a very unique phenomenon to erasing. Oh, this is the tome. Maybe Toshi has some expressive eyebrows. You know, that's an interesting point. I haven't really hammered down eyebrows in this series. And one thing I want to do with episode 5 moving forward is I want to put more emphasis on facial expressions and traditional animation techniques, make things smoother, make things more expressive, because just kind of relying on like stock JRPG poses and animations, I've pretty much hit the limit of what I can do with that. So I want to push it further, but again, I run into that same issue of like the characters are so abstract. What elements do I emphasize? Maybe eyebrows is something I need to bring to the dog. Do dogs even have eyebrows? I don't know. Hold on. Dogs do have eyebrows. Cool. Good to know. Anyway. Wait. Oh, I just duplicated that just now. Right. Yes, it's that and that. Okay, so I think I'm going back to them fighting, but I'm not sure. Let me go double check. Oh, for Christ's sake. Why do I even have a Steam button in my taskbar? I don't need it. Ugh. No reason to have that there. Just something to click accidentally. Okay. Make sure it's actually closed so I don't accidentally dox any more of my friends. Yeah, we're good. I have Epic Games Launcher still open, but nobody uses that. Choke holding the tome runs behind the box. Oh, so that's done. Oh, this is the thing I was talking about earlier. Hero tries to fight back, but Kakato is running circles around him. So I'm thinking Hero getting punched, then he tries to take a swing or two, Kakato dodges easily, and then just start, like, gives him an atomic wedgie or something. Actually, God, I'm so tempted to actually draw an atomic wedgie. Bear with me. Okay. Zoom out. Excuse me. All right. Oh, shit. Ow. Actually, yeah. Let me take like a 3-second break. So, how many frames are we talking about? I'm going to continue Kakato punching Hero, which I haven't really done from a side angle yet. Then it stops. Hero, why does it stop? There's literally no reason for him to stop punching. Maybe Hero gets a lucky break and dodges or something? Curiouser and curiouser. Well, let me start with the punching, because that's at least a given. Every time I draw one of these characters, it's like drawing them for the first time. What's redo? Oh, it's Control Y. It's always Control Y. One foot back. 1 foot back. Whatever. It doesn't look great, but that's okay. Holy shit, dude. Alright. Alright, that's acceptable. Good lord. And then I want to do like a volley of fists from Kakato. Whoops. It's funny, I can draw a decently motioned punch, but I can't do one in real life. Running into a bit of a problem here where it's like, okay, well, I want to show it's like multiple anime punches, right? Like the super speed punches. So is that how I do it? I feel like I should probably... This is definitely a case. Oh, actually, no, that does kind of read, I think. Yeah, I was hoping the solution as to how Hero gets out of this comes clear to me once I doodle it, but it's honestly even more obfuscated. Maybe I just don't overthink it. Maybe he just takes a swing back. I have an idea for how to make it look. I feel like every time I say I have an idea, it never quite comes out that way. But let's try it anyway. So Heroes doing like a SWAT. I actually kind of like the idea that I was like, this is not a proper form punch, but like maybe that's kind of the point. Okay. I want to draw a Kakato like flipping over him. No, this needs to be... Actually, it's not in the right position, but I don't have to redraw it. I can just be lazy and do one of these. One of these. Oh. How did that not work? How did that not work at all? All right. Take two. Learn something new every day. Excuse me. I didn't leave enough headroom. Maybe this kind of is a situation where I move everybody else down too. Just for this one moment. Yeah, that's much better. And for this frame, they're already kind of framed up for that. If anything, it needs to be a little bit smaller in frame. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to fix. Actually, let's go 100. I don't know why I drew the flaps before I drew the belt. It's very awkward. I'll grace him with hands again. Whatever. He actually kind of looks sad. That was not intentional. But I'm rocking with it. Okay. Go take the script again. Where's that back? It's part of the script that I forgot about. So there's a moment where during this lines of dialogue, Kakuto is like holding Hiro by the collar and just like wailing on him over and over again. So maybe what'll happen is what I was kind of thinking of in this moment, and I'm trying to think of how to get from point A to point B. So what I'll do is he flips over, he lands, he donkey kicks Hiro, sends him flying. Hiro's on his ass, and then Kakuto picks him up by the collar and just starts just wailing on him. And honestly, that'll probably be as far as I get today. Which, shit. Why do I have Brave browser? Oh, fucking damn it. I need to curate my taskbar. Apologies. Okay. And I think, let me just quickly scrub through. Shit. Yeah, we're not. The fight scene ends here. This is where the fight scene ends. So we got a bit of a way to go. So we're here. And now I'm rethinking. I mean, I mentioned this before. There's no way I'm going to finish this storyboard by tomorrow evening. It's literally impossible. Unless I call in sick to work and just draw all day. And even then, I don't think I'd be able to get it done. So what I might do is I might give myself another grace week. I hate doing this. But, I mean, that's one thing I'm trying to be more realistic about with this project is time management, realistic goals, not killing myself to make something that's essentially extracurricular. But at the same time, I also don't want every episode to take a year because I'll never finish anything. It's going to take the rest of my life to get anywhere in the story. So I want to start picking up the pace, if for no other reason than to be able to get somewhere in the narrative. So I'll give myself another grace week, basically because I don't have a choice. But I really, really, really need to make sure. And it's funny, like, it's not like I've been screwing around this week. I actually put a ton of effort into working on it this week. It just clearly wasn't quite enough. So I'm gonna finish up today. I'll spend one more week on it. I think I should be able, if I keep this 20 a day. Sorry, I'm just brainstorming aloud for the entire world to see. What's today? If I go for another week, and I don't really think I have anything, I'm going to check my calendar on my phone. I don't think I have anything major coming up this week. I could probably spend a week. Oh, shit, the new John Wick comes out. Anyway. Yeah, there shouldn't be any reason I shouldn't be able to spend a substantial amount of time this coming week on this project. So let me wrap up for today. Where are we at? 76. I mean, I think 40 shots in a day is pretty damn good. During the week, I think it's a little unreasonable. So I'll get through this remaining, what would that be? 10, I think. Something like that. And call it a day. Wrap up dinner and all that. And take some time to breathe and not do work for a little bit. But what I am going to do is I'm going to quickly take a bathroom break. Apologies. I will be right back and we will wrap all this stuff up. But I think I got a pretty good solid plan as to how to get to the next section of dialogue. Where are we? Wait, what all have we done today? Oh my god. We've done this. 2 hours. 2 hours of work. 2 hours of my life. Okay, yeah, I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'll continue, and we'll wrap up for the day. All right, BRB. All right. Are y'all ready for the home stretch? Let me put my tunes back on. Bear with me for a second. All right. Is that not the song we just heard a second ago? Here, let me just skip ahead a bit. Sure. No. Sure. All right. So holding the tone, runs behind the boxes. Toshi. Here's a try. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. I was gone for 1 minute and I already forgot what I was doing. We are live. Okay. Sorry. I'm messing with my settings. You didn't see my background. Don't worry about it. All right. Let's do this. So Kakato flips over him and then lands. Do I want to do the landing and the kick as one shot or two? Oh, sorry. I didn't close my door. Sorry. I'm unprofessional. Sorry. Okay. Does Kakato land and kick? I think in a similar fashion, let's just draw the kick. And if I feel like it needs a landing shot, I can employ that later. Or we can just infer it based on the appropriate action during the animation process. All right. I did copy it, delete. Hero gets... Ugh. I have a bad habit of drawing arms like way too fat or way too skinny. Funny. I am not exclusively talented in fucking up in just one way. I'm an innovator when it comes to badly drawing things like butts. I really wish I could, like, Homesick had the art style to, like, depict, like, defined glutes. Sure, that makes way more sense. He's doing like a kung fu back kick. I shouldn't have said kung fu because now people are gonna expect like proper form. For those of you expecting actual proper form with my depictions of martial arts, bear in mind, I can't even seem to draw them properly just standing there. So, I'm gonna do a little better than that actually. I'm gonna fix that arm in a second. There's an interesting phenomena about what looks natural and feels natural in terms of how you move your legs versus how you move your arms. There's a counterbalance to the human form that makes certain things look correct. Not saying that this, what I just did, looks correct, but even though I don't study any martial arts, I can almost infer what looks physically possible or physically balanced just based on being a human being that walks around and moves and stuff. So, rest assured, when I actually animate something like this, I will actually get real reference. But for the sake of getting composition, I'm just gonna. It would just be kind of a waste of time to get like actual proper reference for a storyboard. I can do that during the animation process. What's more important is, again, the framing and the position of things and the pacing of things. I do feel like it needs a landing frame. Duplicate. So hide that. How do I want to do this? I know how I want. I know. Oh, undo that. Duplicate. So this one becomes shite. This might be a case where I overwrite myself a little bit. Hold on. 9, 7, and then this one becomes 8. Okay, hide that. So now I've got 2 of these, so I can take this. Get rid of that. So this will be the landing shot. And maybe I'll tweak Hero a little bit, but for right now, I'm more just concerned about like he's straight up styling on him. And there's a lot of cool stuff you could do with the animation in a case like this. Blessed with hands. Look at this 10-point landing. I'll go. Whoops. Get rid of that. I'll go make some quick tweaks to Hero. Oops. Then I'll grab this guy. Sorry, just a second. Just wanted to change position a little bit. Maybe I'll move his arm down. Pardon-moi. It lets his arm down like, huh? Sure. Looks great. E. It's fine. I can redraw that. Cool. Punch was punch. Oh, it's probably better denote that swing. I love it. Okay, now duplicate layer, Hero. We'll just say Hero twists in the air. Got an idea for it. No. Whoops. You're getting mitts. Fuck you. Checking stream shit. So far, so good. Duplicate this. This will be a shot Kakato stamp. Sure. Perfect. Okay. Duplicate. And then now it's sorry if I'm being so quiet, it's because I'm concentrating on making this not look horrific. It's holding her by the shirt. And I mean, there's not really much to comment on. I kind of discussed my plan ahead of time. In fact, I might actually go and do some of the next scene a little bit just to get a head start on it. Nah. Oops. Sure, that reads. So I think I'm going to leave his arm off for now. It's really, really hard to depict Kakato from certain angles because... Fuck. Now I'm thinking maybe I should flip this whole scene just because depicting him from the right side of his face can be a little tricky. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay to just show like a big waft of devil lock, but at the same time, I feel like it's more compelling to actually see his face. Yeah, I'm overthinking it. Fuck it. This almost makes him like more otherworldly. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually not going to draw his arm just yet, and you'll see why in a minute. I'm not wild about the framing, but I think that looks okay. I may have mentioned this before, but I think it's very important to not get caught in the weeds about like, oh, the framing's not perfect here or there. I'm going to look at all of these again soon, so it's almost kind of pointless to stress about the framing being perfect for every shot when I'm just going to revisit it anyway. Right now it's just about getting something on the plate. duplicate layer. Okay, so what I'm going to do is give a good... Again, I do find it very hilarious that a lot of this fight he's not even using magic, just might. And I'll go back to that first frame and fix it later. How do I want to do this? I think what I want to do is probably just get rid of all of Hero. It's not really doing me much good right here. Aye. It's a long fist. And obviously there would be more movement with it if this were a real animation. Like, it wouldn't just be his entire body not moving. Hero's getting the shit kicked out of him in this episode. Which is good, because I've been wanting to do that for a long time. This kid gets it off way too easy. Sure. Okay. Erase, erase, erase. Oh, I need to emphasize that fist a bit more. It actually doesn't look too bad. Heroes of might and magic. We mostly just use might. Alright, back to the first one. Wait, we'll look at these first. That actually has pretty good motion to it, if I do say so myself. It's interesting, like, as I've been doing these storyboards, you get this, like, this new perspective on Kakato. He's been in the script, he's been just this, like, emo stereotype, but as I drew that backstory, this other element came out of him, of this character who may have at one point meant well, but just due to circumstances outside of his control ended up on this incredibly dark path. And I think that's an interesting angle for his arc. That's something I'm going to keep in mind for the future. Yeah, again, I'll make sure that has more weight to it when we do the actual thing. Cool. Alright, I think it's only a couple more shots, and then I'm calling it a night. So then now, what I can do for this one is I can probably just duplicate that middle frame. No. Oops. This first frame. And I just want to reframe it a little bit. I don't know if I want to cheat him to camera a little bit. I don't think I have a choice. I think I have to. I just had a great idea. Nah. Yeah, just something more like disappointed. I want to show like Hero with like black eyes and shit. Got like a swollen cheek. Oops. And like a black eye. Nice. I was just thinking to myself, like, I've never really drawn a character beaten up like this before. So I'm glad it's coming out so well. Maybe I'll depict some blood. Nice. Just getting the shit kicked out of him. Okay. So I think I do want to zoom in on this shot a little bit more. Oh wow, I've been in 100% this whole time. Didn't even occur to me. I want Hero still visible though. So he's just barely out of frame. Anchor that. Get the erasure. This is the keeper of the tome. Okay, and then I'll duplicate this bad boy. And do I want to reframe it? Maybe not. Oops. Got some red mascara going. I feel sad for you. One more. Sure, why not? And I think I will go just a little bit longer. Where are we at? 2:46? Yeah. I'm going to do a couple more frames, and then I'm going to wrap up for the day. I feel like we got a good amount of done. That's an eraser. Well, I feel sad for everything. Give him a little back under his eye. Sure. And then at one point I'm going to cut back to the punch again. So it's like picks him up. Let me denote some motion. Punch, 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 hair flick. So this is the keeper of the tome. And I feel sad for you. Well, I feel sad for everything. Punch. Alright. Okay. So I think the last thing I want to do is save. The last thing I want to do, while that's saving, let's go back to our script. So I did this. So we've done this today. Hey, that's more than half a page, so could be worse. Toshi and Chitoge gesturing at each other. She tries to use the tome, but it isn't working. And she goes, "What's wrong with this stupid thing?" Oh boy. Just trying to debate if I have energy to do this. I don't want to push myself too hard. I believe it is possible. What do I have to work with? So I got this. So maybe I could literally just like recycle some of these and just shift them around. Like, and maybe just use denote, gesture, and then yeah, okay, I can do this. I can totally do this. History was not made by those who took it easy. So I'll duplicate. Actually, I'll do them in reverse order. Well, okay, I'm starting to see some problems with the way I described it in the script. They gesture to each other. First of all, Toshi is tied up, so he ain't gesturing for shit. Second, I mean, she's kind of already gestured at what she needs, what they need. So here, let me just do this. And I swear I'm not doing this out of laziness. I legitimately don't think we need to go any more nuanced than this. So that, and then I'll just draw a new frame. Excuse me. And this will be a shot of Toshi from Chitoge's perspective. That noggin. God, I'm such a fucking weeb. The best part about Toshi being tied up is I don't really have to draw much. Okay, so now I want to do perspective of the tome. And then I'll draw Chitoge's hands holding. Oh, wait. I had the scene completely wrong in my head. Well. Oh, shit. All right. Sorry, hold on. My oven is going off. I'll be right back. False alarm. That was not the oven. That was just a smoke alarm. No, I'm kidding. That was somebody was using the microwave, so they have similar sounds. So I thought my timer had gone off. Still got a bit of time, but cool. Let's do this. Let's wrap up. So the issue I was running into music. The issue I was running into was that when Hiro uses the tome, he keeps it open and waves his hands over the pages. But also, maybe it's okay to have Chitoge using the tome wrong, because why would she know how to use it? But I also want to illustrate that she tries to use it and it doesn't work. I think that's an important thing to get across. Yeah, let's do it that way. Perspective. can infer that it's being opened through actual animation. I don't think I need to convey that. Okay. Okay, alright, okay. Cool. So then now we cut to Shitoge's perspective. I'm trying to think of how to not break the 180 rule. That's probably a little too close. And then she's holding it. This was the first episode I brought in a co-writer in the form of Luke, who voices the Tome of Tales. He actually helped me write this whole script. And one of the interesting challenges for this was, like, I have a lot of, I won't say a ton of the lore figured out, but I have a lot of ideas about how this universe works and how certain things work, and trying to convey those ideas in a way that doesn't make me sound like a mad person to somebody who's never heard it before. And it's not something I've ever shared with anybody. Some of it I have written down in various documents, but that was like the first time I ever really just had to like share my ideas with another writer. But to his credit, he took on the challenge, and he actually like contributed a lot to it, and he didn't trip over my lore too much. I mean, I don't think it's that complex. It's pretty straightforward. Sorry, I wasn't trying to not talk. I was just literally holding my breath while I'm drawing. Which is probably a good sign that I should wrap this up ASAP. She is like hunched over. It's like she's taking a shit. Yeah, whatever. Definitely want to depict the boxes next to her as well. Make sure it's clear that she is in cover, because she is smart. And by smart, I mean relatively speaking. It's my headcanon. I don't know why I call it headcanon. I'm the one writing the shit. But it's my headcanon that all these kids are fucking stupid. Toshi's the interesting one because he's book smart. Alright. How much more can I nitpick? I do want to show the tome responding to her. So it looks like the VOD went down on Twitch, but it's still going on YouTube, I think. Let me see if... fuck. I think it's still live, I guess. Alright, well, I'm just going to try to quickly wrap up. I mean, I'll have a couple more frames anyway. Yeah, it seems to be still live on YouTube. I don't know what Twitch's problem is. I guess I just started the Twitch stream back up again. I guess it stopped. So, I mean, I'm almost done for the day. So I don't know why I even bothered, but let's wrap it up with one last drawing. And I'm just going to take this minute while I'm drawing this to say, hey you, whatever your name is or wherever you are around the world, whatever led you to watching this, it's probably because you know me. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. I know I gripe a lot, and it's because, honestly, I'm a perfectionist. But, no, I really do love working on this series, and I really do appreciate everybody who helped me with it, everybody who watches it, who takes the time for it. Like, everything you guys contribute makes this worth doing. And, again, please don't take offense to me whining through this process or talking shit about my art or talking shit about the script. Like, I honestly, like, Homesick Adventures is, like, my dream series, and I would not have it any other way. So, truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you for the time, and hopefully there'll be a lot more time for us to do fun stuff, like live stream me drawing and crying over it and getting drunk and breaking stuff. But I think as soon as I do a little bit more erasing, that's going to be it for the day and for the weekend. Hopefully y'all had a good weekend. I know mine sure was eventful. I mean, I was mostly just doing this. But yeah, with that last circle. Oh, I almost forgot. I gotta do the routine, which is to save. And let's go back through and look through what I drew. I actually ended up doing 5 more frames than I said I would. So it must have not been a bad session. So we started at 345. Or was it 345 or 365? No. 345 was the start of the day. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'll just read this off as I soft memory. Now hand over Toshi, and we can... This is a box full of dog poop. Hey! You're not supposed to open it until we're gone. Charging up his attack. Throws a fireball. Hero takes it up the butt. Whoops. Kaboom. Explosion. Anime teleport. He's right there. Uppercut. Dragon Ball punch. And then just a lot of these. What? And honestly, they'll probably be in that order. Konami code. I forgot about that. Nice. Toshi watching Hero get his ass kicked around the room. What? Then Chitoge pops. Oh, that is one thing I did forget. I definitely want to illustrate her coming out of the boxes. She's like, yo, I got the tome. And by this, I mean, she's more just like, psst. Which is scary because I realize I don't know if I have my actor doing that. So I'll have to double check. That might be a pickup. Anime punches. Hero takes a swing and Kakato jumps over. That could be clearer, but whatever. Donkey kick. Make sure to denote that. Hero's on his butt. Kakato stands in front of him. Picks him up. Wham. 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 This is the keeper of the tome. Yeah, flick. This is the keeper of the tome. I feel sad for you. Well, I feel sad for everything. Oops. Whap! So like, okay, cut back to them. She waves her hand over the pages. What is wrong with this stupid thing? The tome. Oi! Who you calling stoop? And that's where we're at. Cool. All right. That's a good amount of progress. We're actually... Let's see where we're at in the script. That was a line we just finished. So we are at the bottom of page 12 of 17. Okay. So it seems like I got through the better part of a page in one day. Yeah, most of a page. Like, this is what I did. Which isn't bad for what is ostensibly one sitting. I'm just trying to think, because, again, I really want to wrap up the storyboard, like, in a week. I really want this to be done as soon as possible so I can get to the actual animation process. So, if I can do the better part of a page in one day out of 40 frames, a little bit more than 40 frames, and it took me roughly 3 hours. Let's do some math. 40 frames took 3 hours. So I can do 20 frames in a night after work. That's not too bad. It's not going to kill me. What am I thinking? It's really hard to do math now because I'm kind of tired and been drinking and been drawing all day. So we'll say 40 frames is about 1 page. So 40, well, that was today. So we'll just say 40, 80, I can do math, 120, 160, 220? No, 160, 200. Is that right? Did I do my math right? Fuck, I'm tired. I can't think straight. I did that. Went back too far. Did that. Yeah, I'm just going to ignore that. So this is... 40 pages is about... 40 shots is about a page. So 40, 80. I'm so sorry. I have to count this again because I'm not 100% confident I counted it right. So 40, 80, 120, 160, 200. So I've got another fucking 200 frames. Are you kidding me? All right. Well, join me next time on the stream of Never Ending Drawing. Apparently, I'm only like slightly under halfway through all of this. Again, I gripe about how much work it is, but I do love doing this stuff. It's just I may have bitten off a little more than I could chew. But yeah, either way, thanks for your time, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great night. Bye.